The deadline for completing the review of the application to expand the Juniper Ridge Landfill has been extended. The deadline has been pushed back a month and is now due on September 23rd. Maine DEP says the application is lengthy and new information has been provided per the department's request. If approved, the proposed expansion would expand the landfill in Old Town and Alton by 61 acres, providing over 11 million cubic yards of capacity. Public comment can be submitted no later than September 6th.